Hello, members. I have been told that I should produce one video a day at least on some subject matter. That I should make comments about the world. Oh, let's see. That's great. Let's see. What's in the headlines? Oh, President Putin and President of Ukraine and President Biden. And Putin says, you better not do this and you better not do that. And oh, by the way, we're going to continue to flatten the cities of Ukraine and kill as many Ukrainians as we can. Why? Because we don't like you. Because you might join NATO. I'm quite sure that there was another minds of that thing. You're leaning too far west. You're not in our influence anymore. You're not this. You're not that. Of course, Putin's been at war with Ukraine since 2014. Yeah. And the Ukrainians basically said, the president of Ukraine says, we're going to push you out. This war is not going to stop because you think it's going to stop. To the last dying Ukrainian. Of course, I'm quite sure after picking up all the dead bodies that the Russians slaughtered, and very likely will slaughter in the east there, 10,000 here, 20,000 here. To the Russians, that's nothing. When they got to Georgia, was it Georgia? They took a town. They killed everybody in Georgia. They killed everybody in that town. They rebelled. You don't do it against Russia. Of course, Putin has said he has threatened Finland, who's going to very likely go into NATO. We're going to go to war with you. You do what we tell you, Putin basically says that. And Sweden, you can't go behind NATO. Well, Sweden is not exactly what I call, well, they're a peaceful country. Well, they may be peaceful, but they have a pretty nasty military. And I'm quite sure they have rockets that can reach Moscow. Hey, that's war for you. Putin wants war. The Ukrainians was an easy pushover in a few days. Take over the whole city, kill everybody around. Yeah. Well, something that thing. Of course, that new general, whatever his name is the butcher of Syria. He's going to go in there, and he's going to get away with killing, bombing, and flattening everything that's left in Ukraine, and very likely go attack from north. Belarus, they still got tanks up there. They still have artillery up there. They still have men up there. And they may decide, Russia can get away with it because they have nuclear weapons. They have tactical nuclear weapons on the border between Ukraine and Russia. And if they ever really getting bad, very likely Putin will order an attack tactical nuclear weapon going off. See, we show you. You get that. You better do what we tell you to. Of course, England may decide to nuke Moscow. Yes. I'm quite sure everybody wants tactical nuclear weapons. Of course, we have something called China. I don't think China's going to enjoy what they're seeing. The Chinese president is not exactly very let's put it this way, they don't have the favored nations. That thing. They don't make a lot of money off of Russia. Why? Because most of the Russians don't have the money to buy Chinese goods. But again, as the old saying goes, everybody gets to see the pictures. Not on here. No, we don't have agents over there. And I'm not going to steal somebody else's pictures. Now I know I can get from there's a Radio Europe, if Radio Europe is there anymore. You can download stuff from them. Um, I've had contacts with DW from Europe years ago for putting online their information. And I'm quite sure the people I'm known in Israel, yes, I'm known in Israel. Yep, they know me in Israel. Somewhat in Germany, somewhat in France, but not always afterlife. Kind of like keep us low key. But me, on the other hand, I'm pretty well known. I'm known. I've met people from around the world, even in Moscow. Yeah, I've talked to people physically talked to them on cell phone to some people in Moscow, members of another organization. But China, yeah, all the countries. This is a face that is rememberable about, and yeah, that's one of the things about being in afterlife and being the current secretary and being involved with other organizations, which puts this face, which I can't see right now anyway, into the world. And oh yeah, I know you. Oh yeah, I know you. And I've had people say that. Oh, you're that one. I once one thing is called the Fifth Horseman. Well, why the Fifth Horseman? Well, you know what the Four Horsemen are like. Usually the Fifth Horseman is the guy who starts the war, the Hitler, the Stalin, the Idi Amin. He's the type of basically starts the war and everything else comes in. The Four Horsemen come in. This time, Putin is the one who basically called in the Four Horsemen. Doing a pretty good job, too. He is very likely there will not be a growing season, growing wheat in Ukraine this year. That's going to really kill a lot of people. And if there is a harvest in, well, the old saying goes, you can burn the wheat fields in Russia. How? Well, the old saying, an incinerating device attached to a balloon, and it floats over Russia's wheat fields and falls. Boom, fire. Why would you do that? Well, in the Gaza Strip, the Hamas does that. They take balloons, an incinerating device in it, and send them into Israel, which burns forests, wheat fields, farmland, and they can get away with it. Well, not so much. I would, if I lived in Israel, I can guarantee you, there'd be a lot more than a few Hamas members running around, especially when they're having a funeral. I love that. Oh, what a target. Oh, brother, I can sit a mile away and drop lead on them. But I'm really not there, so I can't do that. So, let's see, what else can we talk about? Weather? Boy, yeah, living in Chicago is pretty nice. 60 today and 30 degrees tomorrow. Snow and rain. High winds. In the south, what do you get? Tornadoes, lightning strikes, wind, a lot of rain. Ouch. In the west, I think they're having a blizzard in some of the northern states in the west, which is good for, well, water on the ground, snow. You know, you get a couple of feet of snow there, and it gives a couple of inches of runoff. And the west needs moisture. California redwoods, They burned last time they had a fire. They need moisture in the ground. They're dying. Yeah, global warming, no matter what anybody says. So, what else can I talk about? Nothing. I don't know anything. Haven't read anything. Haven't been online to speak of. I guess that's enough.